Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I finally got a new box of pennies, and there's a few kinds of rolls in here. There's these ones. I always get a whole ton of these. I don't know who turns them in, or maybe they're just a popular buy. These ones with the open end, and I think there might be a couple more types in here, but they're all pretty similar. So I'm gonna go ahead and look through for enders, and I'll be back with you. Alright, so I found 4 enders. I'm not gonna open all of them, I'm just gonna open the wheat penny. This one is a Canadian, 1970s I believe. I probably cannot get that to focus because it is quite dark. You see it? There we go. There's Elizabeth. Second, we have a 2000. No, this is just a nice 1979. That will also not focus. Sure would be nice, but here is, this one's a 2009. And this one is a wheat cent. It is a wheat reverse. Again, really would be nice if it could focus, maybe if I zoom in. But, nope. Alright, so we're just gonna open this wheat one. Ah, there you go. You can sort of see it. It's just a wheat reverse. It looks like probably a 40s or 50s. That's in a fairly bad shape. Let's dump this out. Well, we got it. Let's see the date. Come on, just a 52. Quite worn. Actually, well, yeah, it's pretty worn. So, there we go. All right. So first of all, I see this thing. That's just that's a heavily corroded shield back, it looks like. Let's put this 52 off to the side. And honestly, among the rest, I don't see much else that could potentially be good. Oh, there's another wheat penny. So, came up reverse. It's interesting, it's got almost like a black finish to it. Let's see how the front looks. It's a bunch of corrosion on it, but it's fairly nice underneath. It's 50/60. And rest of the roll. Oops, refocus you guys. That appears to be the end of it. So we're gonna brush all these off to the side. And from that roll, oh wait, that's not it. We got 2 things. And that is these 2 wheat cents. A 1956 and a 1952, both in pretty average condition. So I'm going to turn the camera off and show you again when I get to the next week. Very next roll, and we have another wheat. This is the roll with the Canadian ender. So this one turned out to be a bicentennial. It's pretty neat. So let's put that off to the side. And let's see the wheat. Ooh, a 1937. It's an older one. So we're starting off with the 30s pretty quick. Up to 3 wheats and 2 rolls. See you on the next one. We're on the 4th roll, and I see a wheat right here. And there may be more, I don't know. We'll see. So, That is a 1950 Denver. Let's put that off to the side. And let's separate the rest of the roll. I see this one here, that might be one. No, it's just a 64. Alright, so in between rolls, on the third roll, this is the one with the 79 ender, and it also turned out to have a beautiful 71D in it. Oh, and I almost forgot, there should be a 2009 in here. Yep, there it is. That was the ender. So, see you on the next week. On the 10th roll here, we got this weird foreign from Trinidad and Tobago. That's like a nation in the Atlantic, somewhere in the Caribbean, I think. Could be wrong. But yeah, they've got a little crest on the back. It's from 1966, and it's really thin. Like, I don't know if you can see how thin this is, but there's a regular penny for comparison. Paper thin. It's definitely copper. So, keep that. And in between rolls, we've had 73 Canadian, 76 Canadian, and a 59 Denver, which is in really nice condition. So, see you next week. 12th roll, and this time we got a dime. It's right here. Don't think it's going to be anything special, but it looks like something from the 2000s, maybe the 90s. Come on. There we go. 2000 Philadelphia. So, nothing else in this roll besides a kind of a discolored 1983. So, see you on the next. Whoops, take it back. There is two pennies stuck together here. And it was facing up this way. And it's this 1951 on the other side, so there was actually a wheat in that. Yeah, you can see something gunky there. But yeah, there we go, 1951. So that's 5 wheats. I also forgot to say that I found a 2000 Canadian and a 1969 S, which are here and here, in between. So, on to the next. Alright, we're on the 15th roll now, and I believe we have another wheat. You see it? It's right here. It is a 1956 D. Very red on the front and on the back. Alright, see you on the next wheat. We are on the 18th roll now, and we've hit another wheat here. It's a 1936. Another older one. It's quite corroded. This is probably a metal detector find, or it's been an acid or something. Who knows? There's also an interesting 1970, which is either very worn or heavily grease struck. Either way, I'm going to keep it for now. I'll decide later. And let's brush this around a little bit. Don't see much of anything else, so I'll see you on the next week. Poured out the very next roll, and wheat has popped out. It's 1953. It looks very clean and nice. Oh, never mind, the back is bad. I've been forgetting to say the other finds in between rolls that weren't wheat pennies. There's a 74S and a 93 Canadian here. So I will see you on the next wheat. I'm on the 29th roll here, and in this one there was actually 2 finds, both a 1941 S wheat, which is a date that I don't think I've found before, or maybe not often, but estimates are pretty uncommon around here, as well as a dime. And since the last wheat roll, there's actually been no shortage of finds, just no wheats. So you can see all of them here. There's a 2009, a nice 1981, another 2009, few Canadians. They're all 2000s, I think. And a 1959. Ooh. I also have this 1974, which is really, really good. It's actually still got the sort of whitish tone to it that you get of really fresh coins. See, this 1981 sort of got a pinkish tone to it now. But see you on the next week. Next roll, which is the 30th roll, we have a 2-cent euro, which I think is worth a show. It's from Spain, 2001. So, see you on the next week. Next roll again, we're on the 31st now, and we've got another wheat, as well as a 1971S was in this roll. That came out reverse up, so let's see, I'm guessing 1958. Yep. I swear I didn't look. Just very good condition. So, see you on the next week. 34th roll, and we hit another 2-cent euro. I showed the last one, so I might as well show this one. I also found a 98 Canadian in the same roll. See you on the next week. We've got another wheat on the 36th roll. I saw the 8 poking out, but I'd expected a 68, not a 48. See you on the next week. On the 38th roll, we have another wheat. It is a 1944 plain. Surprised we hadn't got one of these yet. So, see you on the next week. On the 42nd roll, we have 2 finds. One's a 2009, and the other's a wheat reverse. I'm going to say 1947. Let's see what it is. Oh, 1939. It's an older one. Alright, and in between rolls, we found a 1970 Canadian. So, see you on the next week. We've got 2 more finds on the 44th roll. A wheat, which I'm going to guess 1952. It's a 55. We'll see if that's a poor man's later. And a 1996 Canadian. 1995, darn it. Alright, see you next week. We got another 2-cent euro, which I guess I'm showing as we find them. This is the 45th roll. Let's see where it's from. What does that say? Okay, well I have no idea where this is from. And this one just says sunshiny day on it. Nothing on the other side. Alright, see you next week. Well, this is interesting. Somebody filled an entire roll with, like, shiny coins. See if there's any 2009s in here. Oh, I see one already. Oops. Get that out of the way. Except for this one 71B. That's weird. There's a 2009 here. Also, on the previous roll, we got a 62 Younghead and another 2009. So, look through the rest of this. See you next week. You know, I wasn't expecting to get this many 2-cent euros when I started showing them. But here's another one. It's got that same weird design. There's like an IR on the left. I honestly have no idea. IR maybe, yeah, Republic of Italy. I don't know. See you next week. We finished the box and we've got one more thing to show. It is this Canadian, came out this side up. I'm going to guess 2000. 2003. So close. Alright, I will see you in the wrap-up.
Alright guys, I'm back with wrap-up. I'm going to be trying a different format. Well, I've already done this entire video in a different format. I normally don't even show the rolls. But I'm going to be doing a different wrap-up where I'm going to actually show you pictures of the coins instead of trying to film them with video, because honestly my hands are too shaky to film good video. So here we are. There were 7 2009s, 14 Canadians, 11 oddities, 3 San Francisco, 3 uncirculated, 15 wheats, and you can see all the values written there. Just rough estimations from books. But yeah, moving on to the first slide, which will be the 2009s. So you can see all the obverses and reverses of all the 2009s here. You can see the one on the bottom left and bottom right seem to be the nicest of the bunch. And I got 4 for professional life and 3 40s years, which is kind of weird. I guess I usually get a lot of professional life, but usually there's at least some distribution. So 7 2009s, only 2 types. Also 2 Denvers, which is pretty average. So next we have all the Canadians. There were, what were there, 14? So here we have all the newer Canadians, which are from 1967 through 2010. And interesting one on the top left, that's just the Centennial. I will be using some of these to replace the Canadian coins in my book. I recently got a book of Canadian coins, which I may show, I don't know. And this is 1962. I always keep the young head portrait Canadian separate. So it's actually a pretty nice condition. It's an AU, but still only worth 5 cents. Next we have the oddities. So we're going to start with the 1959s. There was one Philadelphia and two Denver, but the second Denver is uncirculated, and that's going to be in that section of the video. Yeah, you can see the two here. They're pretty average condition. One on the light is kind of red toned, which is weird. I always wonder what causes that. I don't know. Next we have another oddity here. This appears to be a grease strike to me. It could also be some sort of a strange wear, maybe going through the dryer or something. But this looks pretty indicative of a heavy grease streak, like the whole coin was covered. So, thought that was an interesting error to point out. And here's another coin that just had a sticker on it. That was funny. Sunshiny Day. I don't know where that came from or who put it there, but there it is. I'm gonna be tossing that one back. Next we add 2 dimes from this box. It says these are cosmetic wrap rolls and people are liable to make mistakes, especially when dimes are blackened like this. They're not too hard to mistake for a penny. However, if you're actually looking at the coins, like I am, you're gonna see them. So it's just a 2000p and a 1983p. One of these days I'm gonna get a silver dime out of a penny box, but that's not today. Next we had 4 euros. This was really surprising. I normally don't get that many foreigns. I think I've only ever gotten like 1 or 2 euros in a single box. But here we got 4, which is just surprising. I'm guessing somebody took a trip to Italy and then brought back some euros and just slipped them in with the rest of their change, because 3 of these are from Italy. This, the design of the top 3, that indicates that they're Italian. And then the one below, well, that's much more clear that it's Spanish, because, you know, it says España on it. But they're all just regular euro cent years, so mid-2000s. Next we had another interesting foreign. This is a Trinidad and Tobago 1 cent from way back in 1966. This is an interesting one because at first I thought it was pretty similar to a US cent, but it's actually a lot smaller. So you can see there on the bottom left, it's really thin, like crazy thin, paper thin. It's maybe half the thickness of a regular coin, regular US penny, or really half the thickness of any other coin. It's pretty constant. And also, on the bottom right, you can see it layered against another normal penny, and it is actually smaller in diameter as well, although very slightly. Seems quite worn, but I don't think that's the cause of the wear. They have a nice little crest on it. So, that's an interesting one to find. Next we have the San Franciscos. We just had 3 today, which is not too much. I don't know, not too little either. Pretty average. But 69S, 71S, 74S, unfortunately 69S is not a double die, although that would be fun to find. And I've tried to take a close-up of the S to show it is the Blob S variety. You can also find the, what is it called, the Serif S, I guess, which is shown on the left, or the left 2 S's. Here's the 1959 I was talking about. It is uncirculated. Very nice. There is a bit of unfortunate staining on the back, which is too bad, but I will definitely be keeping it either way. So yeah, really nice 1959D there. And a really nice 1971D. This is just, yeah. I don't have a lot of uncirculated Denver mints, so this one will be replacing the one in my book. It's a very good one, but I think it's pretty average for a 70s uncirculated. Now, this one is not average for a 70s uncirculated. This one was just ridiculous. Like, it looked like I had pulled a coin from maybe the 90s, because all the details were all so crisp. It was crazy. And I Unfortunately, I didn't put it in this presentation, but I tried to take a picture of it with the reflection of a pencil in it. You could read the words on the pencil, which I thought was pretty crazy. But yeah, really nice 1974. There's almost no marks on it. And just super good. Very high relief as well, which I thought was interesting. That's probably why it survived so well. And now we're on to the wheats. So we're starting with the newest, which will be a 1958. Very nice condition. You can see it still has some luster on there. Followed by a 1956 Denver. Now this one has a story to tell, but I don't know it. But somebody or something did a lot of damage to it. Just a bunch of acid on it. You can see underneath that it's pretty much uncirculated. Actually, some interesting purple toning on it. But yeah, just a regular 56D with a lot of corrosion. And here's another 56D with pretty heavy damage. It has that red toning you see on some older copper pennies. Still don't know what causes it, but yeah, it's pretty bad shape. This 55 is not a poor man's double tie. I did make sure to take a close up to make sure, because sometimes it is pretty insubstantial. But yeah, also it's a very nice condition coin, nearly uncirculated, but not quite. Here I have a 53. It has pretty sharp details all over, but it is definitely not retaining any luster from the mint. It also has a bunch of small corrosion spots on it. Here we have a 52. This one's very worn and dirty. It doesn't look that good. I don't know what happened to it. This is the kind of wear you'd expect on a 30s or a 20s coin, or maybe even older. But yeah, something's happened to this. Here's a 51. Pretty average 51. You know, just somewhat worn. There was a blob of gunk on the back, and you can see the pink toning of where it used to be, where it has like somewhat eaten away at the coin, but I did peel it off because it just didn't look good. I think it looks better with the light damage than it does with the giant blob of black gunk. You can actually see a bit of it on the rim still there. There's 50D. It's also a pretty worn one. Doesn't look too good. Here's a 48. Oh, another interesting one. It's just completely blackened, and this is another one of those things that I don't know how it happens. Black and red toning seem pretty common on older wheat pennies, but I don't see where they come from. Here's a 44. This one's actually in pretty nice shape. It's got all-around sharp details. No luster, but still a nice 44. It makes up for it being the most common wheat penny. Here's a 41. Again with very nice details. And just an overall really clean coin. Nice even brown tone. I like this one. Here's a 41S, which is not fared as well as the 41 plain. This S mint mark is the serif S variety. I think the other one is the small s. And as you can see, it's been heavily damaged with that black toning and a lot of dings in the front and in the back. Here's a 39. It has a lot of 30s coins. You see a lot of dirt accumulating around the edges and the details. This one seems pretty sharp, but it has a lot of that black stuff around the edges. And the same problem here, it's just got dirt all over it. It's a 37, but it's about what you would expect from a 37. For the most part, it does have a nice brown tone, but the little black stuff around the edges is kind of annoying. Here's a 36, and this one's been under the ground or underwater or something. I don't know what happened to it, but it's very heavily damaged. I would barely grade it a G for it. I think that's just a kind of a stretch there, maybe even an AG. And that was the oldest wheat for the day. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever. And I'd like to know what you think of this new format, because it does take more time than the other one. I mean, since the delay is not on me getting the coins, it's on me, it's not on me making the videos, it's on me getting the coins. Because I have to wait a month between getting pennies. So it's not that much more effort to make this, but I would like to know if you prefer me to just do a regular filmed wrap-up or if this is nicer. So, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.